Ready? You're on.
Of Seastar, Bellevue, Seastar, Seattle Sport, the latest venture, John Howie Steak, as well as a consultant at Adriatic.
Actually, I'm an owner at Adriatic Grill, Italian cuisine and wine bar down in Tacoma with Chef Bill Trudnowski.
So we're here live from Taste Washington at Quest Event Center, where Chef Howie just prepared a dish of Snake River Farms American Kobe ribeye with maitre d' sauce. So how'd you come up with that dish, and why did you choose to serve it today?
Well, it's hard to do stuff in an event like this that shows the quality of what your restaurant is like and what it's all about. And so what we wanted to do was make sure that we brought something that we could slice or serve to order that looked like it was just cooked. And so we wanted to do a roast. And so this is sort of a Chateaubriand, and it's very similar. A Chateaubriand is basically a roast filet mignon and a beef tenderloin. And what we did was we decided to use the eye of the ribeye from Snake River Farms, because Snake River grows a lot of their beef in Washington, even though it finishes in Idaho. And so they were willing to donate some of their beef to use today for this event. So that's why we did it with the Snake River Farms eye of the ribeye.
So is it a similar dish that's available in your steakhouse?
Yes, the steakhouse has regular Chateaubriand, and so we're taking the beef tenderloin, which is our USDA prime 28-day aged beef. We take the tenderloin in a nice roast. It's then grilled over mesquite, and then it puts a nice sort of a mineral smoke flavor into the food. And then we take that and roast it, and then finish it, and then we do table side the maitre d' sauce.
So your steakhouse is a fairly new venture. How'd you progress from opening one restaurant in Bellevue to second similar concept in Seattle to the sports bar and now the steakhouse?
Well, actually, the Seastar Bellevue just celebrated its 8th birthday just earlier this month on the 12th.
No, actually, next day.
Thank you. It's really great to have been there for that long. And shortly after that, I'm a huge sports fan, and so I wanted to do a sports concept because I thought we needed one in Seattle. And so that's how Sport got opened. It was about 2.5 years after Seastar Bellevue. And then actually Adriatic Grill was about 2.5 years ago. A friend of mine, Bill Trudnowski, we purchased a former Cucina, turned it into the Adriatic Grill Italian cuisine and wine bar. A really, really nice Italian restaurant down in Tacoma. And then I was actually approached by Vulcan to do the Seattle Seastar, and they really, really wanted me to be there in that Pan Pacific above Whole Foods in that area. And I feel like it's got great potential for the future. That whole South Lake Union, East Downtown has a great future, and so we put that there. And John Howie Steak I've been planning on for 4 years, and it took that long for the Braver to get built, but I was thrilled when we finally got it done, and I'm happy to have this steakhouse now.
So what's the secret to opening a restaurant? Is probably one of the hardest things to do. Scaling up is even harder. Opening a second restaurant, or
the hardest part about it is not building the restaurant, creating the concept. That's not hard. That's the easy part. That's the creative side that's easy. What's hard is people. Getting great people and having them and keeping them in your restaurant. And we've done a great job with that. I have people who've worked with me for over 20 years, and whenever I decide to do a new concept, often I bring people back with me who had worked with me in the past. In the John Howie Steak situation, Mark Hipkiss, who's my executive chef there, he actually worked for me for about 7 years at Palisade. I hired him as a boiler cook back in 1992. He came back, and he went to become the chef at Metropolitan Grill. So when I decided to open the steakhouse, he was a perfect fit for that. My general manager, Mark Manka, opened Seastar with me, moved back to Vegas where he went to school, to UNLV, and then I convinced him to come back here to open John Howie Steak. So it's a lot of working with people in the past that you bring back.
You've added a very talented wine team, headed by Eric Lee Holm, young man by the name of Yashard as well. Lisa Rundgren obviously has built it.
Just won the best sommelier of the year in Seattle Magazine. Yeah, really nice.
You gotta feel pretty good. That's gotta reinforce the fact that you've hired the right people in the right places.
Well, Eric and I first met about 8 years and 2 months ago, and my first question for Eric was, how are you gonna get people to buy wine in the restaurant? And he takes it down to such a level that it's not about being a wine snob, it's about being a wine lover, or a wine guy, and he makes it comfortable for other people. People tell him what they like about wines, and then he matches the wine to that. He's not trying to sell everybody the highest priced wine in the restaurant all the time, and that's, I think, what really makes our wine program effective. And Eric has trained most of the wine people who come to work with us, and he's done a great job with that, picking out the right people who have the same attitude about wine. Let's get people to drink wine, not store wine.
So that Chateaubriand is a classic example. The cliche is to pair a good piece of steak with a Cabernet. I think that's such a complex, such an elegant, such a luxurious cut of meat. You could probably go with a lighter one, even Merlot with really nice acids, maybe a little Grenache, maybe even as soft as Pinot Noir. I think very lead home.
It's not a real heavy meat, so you can actually do, like you said, pair a little bit lighter wine with it. The Grenache, the Pinot Noir, the Merlot, all would work fine with that. And it's what Eric says is one of my favorite things is, what? Drink the wines you love with the food you love. And you know what? If that happens to be red wine with white fish and you like it, then that's okay.
A lot of good Merlot in Washington State, so it's and a lot of good Merlot, Washington Merlot on your wine list at John Howie State. So if you have a chance.
Yeah, we just received the Grand Award for Washington Wine Awards for both Seastars and John Howie Steaks. So we're proud of that. We're proud of the wines we've been able to serve and build relationships with in Washington, and we hope that's going to continue for a long time.
Yeah. And you've been involved with Taste Washington now for how many years?
Oh, I've been here for many, many years.
So how about that relationship with your restaurant and the Washington wine industry at large? How did you build that, and what does that mean to the restaurant? What does that mean to your team, your guests?
We've seen a lot of great wineries open up in the last 10 years, and you know what? Eric's been able to go out and build relationships with the people who he feels are doing things that are great in Washington, and we bring those people and those vineyards and those wineries into our restaurant, and they work so well with our food. We love the pairing of food and wine. It's important at our restaurants, and we feel that there's so many great Washington wineries out there to work with that we bring them in and we do that.
Thanks, Chef. Thanks for your time. I know you have to run.
Chris, I'm going to go do my demonstration, show some people how to make Chateaubriand now.
Look forward to it.
Thanks. Have a great day.
We're done.
Thank you, gentlemen.
I was waiting for you to